thing we're just down here to practice today. You need a bath before tomorrow. Bath time. That's what you get at home. Get a bath.
Once again, I'd like to thank Weaver Leather for sponsoring this episode of the Trail to the World Show.
Good morning. This is going to be an interesting weekend because I'm headed to a horse show where I'm going to show on Saturday in Western Dressage and Sunday in ranch riding with both Willow and Gabby, and I'm kind of not even in the mood to show. I'm in the mood to train. So I'm going to be showing because I paid my entry fees and that's what I went to go do, but I'm definitely going to focus more on training at the show. One of the reasons I'm in this mood is because I've been working a lot on my dressage style lead changes with Willow, and they're a little bit different than the lead changes that I was doing when I was practicing more for reining and ranch riding. So I've dramatically increased my odds of having her attempt to change leads in the middle of one of my canter pieces of my Western Dressage. And then with Gabby, I've also been cross-training, and there's just a few things up in the air that I'd like to keep working on. So I kind of really want to just focus on training, but I'm going to take that to the show and do it there. Doesn't mean I'll totally scrap my scores or showing, just means my main focus won't be on trying to score the highest scores of the weekend. Want your belly rubbed?
I can't really tell you all of the reasons why I ended up deciding to show both Willow and Gabby in the same exact class on both Saturday and Sunday, but I'm actually really glad I did. Because what it gives me a chance to do is to talk about the way that the horses move as well as the training. What I really enjoy about the goals that I've set for this year with showing in so many different events, Western dressage, traditional dressage, ranch riding, reining, what I like is that at the fundamental base of all of them, they all have some very similar things going on. They want a 4-beat walk, they want a 2-beat jog or trot, they want a 3-beat lope or canter, they want correctness, and they want quality. Where they start to get a little bit different is that they have a different idea of what quality is, and then there's degree of difficulty on top of all of that. So what is very interesting is that I mentioned the lead changes that I was working on, making a little bit of a change, and that would be because in more of the Western events, a flatter lead change where the horse doesn't have as much jump or expression tends to be more desirable. And when the horses move, as I sit here and I watch these videos, what I want you to notice is how differently Willow and Gabby both move. Some of it we could say is strength, but just the way that they physically use their body is actually the movement that they were born with because of the mechanics of how they're built. If you watch Gabby, she has more knee action and she has more hock action. If you look at Willow, you'll see that she would be considered a more flat mover. And if you look at some of the different rule books, you'll see where that could be an advantage. For example, in the AQHA, a lot of the references to how a horse should move, whether it's a walk, a jog, or a lope, involve flat with his knee, relaxed, level. And so the fact that Gabby has more of a knee action or more of a hock action goes a little bit against that flat with the knee. Now, one of the things that drew me to Gabby was her slightly unusual movement. I like that she has a little bit more knee and a little bit more of what they would consider more of a hock action. In Western dressage and in traditional dressage, where they actually are looking for a lively impulsion, or as they would also say, that they are looking for more articulation of the joints, Gabby is going to naturally be a little more gifted there. Now, what's interesting is that on top of all of this, I actually have a lot of effect on what's happening with their movement. Now, there's a limit to how much knee or hock action I can encourage Willow to have because of the way she's built. And in the same way, there's a limit to how flat I would be able to get Gabby to move by kind of encouraging her to move to that end of her natural spectrum. So what I need to decide is what I want to focus on. I've achieved a correct base across traditional dressage, Western dressage, and ranch riding. I've worked on my reining maneuvers at home, but I've chosen not to take the horses to shows because I would need to get more specific and focus on reining to be competitive there. What it comes down to is that if I want to move up and achieve excellence, I'm probably going to need to pick an event to specialize in, at least for this year. I truly believe that if I gave myself time, as in if I look at this over a period of years, I actually think I can get these horses to function in different disciplines at an above average level. But to ask the horses to do that inside of, for Gabby and almost Willow, their first show season, that's a lot to ask. What will I do? I'm honestly still not quite sure. It was a fun weekend in the end. I thought it was really cute that on Saturday, Gabby beat Willow in the Western Dressage, even though Willow has a lot more experience. And then it was fitting that on Sunday, Willow turned around and beat Gabby in the ranch riding. They don't seem to be holding a grudge. I wonder what they would vote I would do. What do you think I should do?
Just gotta show you, this is a real live horse that lives outside. Check out this mud. Got some good mud going on. Come on, Gabby, show off how good you did on the other side. Might be a show horse, but it's also a mud-loving creature. And we hear Willow talking in the trailer.
I'll see you in the next episode.